Good morning and welcome to MAQ TV. As this morning we have with us the former Pakistani legend, Shoaib Mohammad. And he, of course, is a major part of our setup at Cricket Council USA. And just recently he was very, very busy in Hafizabad, where the major cricket league Pakistan was held. Good morning, Shoaib. How things are with you in Pakistan?
Good morning, sir. We're all fine by the grace of God, and a very hectic last week. I had to go through with the scorching sun right on the top of the head, but it was worth spending so much of time back there in Hafizabad to see the youngsters out there playing some great cricket. So I was really happy about it.
Ijaz said to me just now, it's touching probably 50 degrees in Pakistan at the moment. It's very hot. Well, in the Caribbean, sure, you would know in the Caribbean it's hot, but it's not that hot. I think if we reach 35 here, we all tend to run away inside. Tell us a bit, what's causing such great heat at this time of the year?
The thing is, rains are just round the corner and it's not raining. It had not rained at all in Karachi for almost touching 10 months or so. So I believe that's one of the reasons why we are facing this kind of heat. But Karachi weather is due to the seaside right at the end of the roads. It is not that bad, but in central Punjab, where I was, where these games were placed, heat was definitely the center of attraction and a topic where no one could resist to talk about.
Yeah, well, let's say congratulations to the Lahore Lions for winning the inaugural tournament, and I'm sure they'll be looking to defend that. Karachi, unfortunately, could not overhaul Lahore in the finals. But tell me, Shoaib, how was the standard, in your opinion, the standard of cricket at the MC?
I was shocked to see some of the players performing so well that I couldn't believe my eyes, I tell you. And the way they approached towards the ball. And they were trying, because there were some rains after the first day. In fact, the first day of the game, that very night it rained. And play had to stop for about a couple of hours the next day because of the wet pitch condition. And the overs were allotted to 6 overs a side game. Mm-hmm. But believe me, these players whom I've trusted, and I believe they were the best possible 14 I could gather from these 5 teams. Some of the players, I tell you, they can straight away walk into Pakistan cricket side.
Wow.
Straight away.
Serious endorsement there coming from you, Shoaib.
Absolutely. Without a shade of doubt. And I still believe that given an opportunity, they can, out of 3 games, they can at least win a game for themselves. These players are that good, believe me.
And of course, you've made your final 14.
Yes, I have actually. And I've given it to Ejaz. Ejaz must be having the complete list. 14 players with a mixture of some keepers, fast bowlers, spinners, and mainly batsmen. Because T10 is a format where bowlers are bound to get hit sometime or the other. And but batsmanship was at optimum level, and they could cross the boundary line at will and desire.
I always tend to think that the T20 game, the T10 game, it's a batsman's game. And unfortunately, the bowlers find themselves being plastered all around the park. Well, for the benefit of our American viewers, Shoaib, how valuable is strike rotation in the shorter version of the game? Recently, we saw West Indies play against South Africa, and the West Indian batsmen, they went about their business looking to get runs only in boundaries. There were criticisms that there were too many dot balls, and they go into the shorter version of the game thinking it's all about boundaries. How crucial are singles and strike rotation?
The thing is, you see, some of the times, both batsmen might not be the best of hitters in the team. It's either one or two having extraordinary skills. So you got to give them a chance by taking a single or maybe a three. Or you see, so the thing is, these players whom I've trusted or saw earlier last week, they were because in fact, if I'm not mistaken, I've not seen many T10 games actually. I've not seen many. So seeing them and executing those shots and getting away 70, 80, 50, 60 odd runs for themselves. So that shows how a team can be benefited by if a lonesome ranger scores a 70, 80, then the rest of the team could also add somewhat similar number of runs to get away to 120 odd runs in just 10 overs. So, and sometimes because 80, 90 total is always achievable most of the times. So until unless you are faced on a tricky wicket. So these players, they utilize the ball to its merit, and improvisation was of course seen to some extent, and maybe a boundary over the mid-on area once, and twice they glide the ball towards the boundaries on the third man to get away to a total of 13, 14 runs in an over, which is good enough. You don't need to, you just open your arms up on every ball and get out and put pressure on the later order batsman, because they might not be the best of players around.
Excellent point there, Shoaib. It's all about thinking on your feet and playing the match situation as it goes along. You would have been in conversation with many of the players across in Hafizabad during the MCL. How excited were they to get this opportunity to showcase their talent?
I beg your pardon, sorry?
I said you would have had a lot of conversation with players across in Hafizabad during the tournament. How excited were they to be presented with this opportunity to be seen by so many people?
Absolutely, they were over the moon to hear that these, the selected players would be among to be seen in US, Canadian, or West Indian League, and but that was beside the point. They were the main objective was what I saw and felt. They were trying to win a game for their side, basically for their city. And they were very much eager and excited at the same time, because such opportunities are not thrown towards them in these smaller cities. But MAQ Qureshi had done wonders, and they're getting a ground for himself out there, and the local authorities helped him to great extent to be able to get a tournament finalized and finished, and as I was able to select these 14 odd players out of the whole tournament. So they were very excited, and they still are. I'm in touch with some of the players, and they are very much eager to show their skills abroad too.
You mentioned earlier on that some of these players can walk into the Pakistan national side. Were any of the selectors aware that this tournament was taking place? And if so, will they be fed information from you or someone else that, look, here we have some great players who should come into the pool to be considered to play for Pakistan, if not right now, later on?
The thing is, this is the first interview I'm on air at this moment of time. But once it is, I'm not sure whether I would be having a press conference later on after this interview, or definitely there would be something in the newspapers. and people would be aware of it. Because earlier it was live on MAQ TV, but not many people know about the site at the moment. But once this comes out, the word spreads around. So the next tournament would definitely be eagerly awaited. And I'm sure people would be more aware of it on the second tenure, I believe. But definitely once this is published, whatever we have spoken about today, and if I go on air or give interviews to the newspaper and name a few players during the interview, definitely the Pakistani selectors should listen with open ears. In other words.
Well, we hope that can happen, because this is really great. I'm hearing talk that the second edition has already been carded for, is it Gawada?
Yes, it's either Gawada or Hyderabad. At the moment, these are the two spots I've mentioned to MAQ Qureshi, and he has suggested me to give some minute details over it, and hopefully in 3-4 days time we'll be we'll come to a conclusion, most likely.
Ijaz?
I would like to ask you, Shoaib bhai, one thing that about the players, the list that you have forwarded me, there were 3 wicketkeeper batsmen. As we did see that Rizwan has been doing a wonderful job for Pakistan, though he has not been getting so many chances in the past. But now he's been properly given a chance. He has led the Karachi and different sorts of teams, and as Multan has done the wonders in PSL. So do you believe that these 3 wicket keepers, they have got the ability in the future to represent Pakistan, what you have selected from Major Cricket League?
The thing is, there's not so many, there's not only one side these youngsters have in mind, because the A team is always there, the under-19s, because these are young lads, and maybe some of them are under 20 at the same time. So the motto should be to represent Pakistan in any form of cricket. And secondly, they should be seen among the masses at the same time. And once that happens, MAQ tournament would be the talk of the town, that this was the platform, they were given a chance. That's how their names got published in newspapers, and they are among the hot topics around over the interviews of other reporters and other cricketers. So that's how this is gonna step up the ladder in due course of time. But your point about the keepers, of course, some of the players. Let's take these 3 keepers at the same time. Maybe there might be a chance that the other 2 keepers might not be that good behind the wicket, but yet the other 2 could be utilized as a pure batsman at the same time. But it is always handy to have 2 keepers in a side where they have the ability to either to bowl or bat brilliantly. So I have full faith in all these 3 keepers. They are excellent, and especially I got to name Afzal Qureshi. Actually, MAQ would be very happy to hear that the highest run scorer's name is also Afzal Qureshi. So I'm sure he'll be the blue-eyed boy of MAQ.
Yes, definitely. Shoaib, I want to thank you for being on MAQ TV here this morning with us. And I want to wish you all the best. Please stay in touch. And thank you for the great work you are doing now off the field. You did a wonderful job on the field of play for Pakistan. And now you continue to do it off the field of play. I want to thank you for being with us. Thanks.
I'm so grateful. Thank you, sir. Thank you.